Welcome to the latest edition of Bucco Banter on Herald-Standard.com. I'm your host, Rob Burchianti, and Jonathan Guth isn't here today. I didn't know what to do. I went down the hall, grabbed somebody, and hey, look, here's executive editor Mark O'Keefe. So I guess this is Bucco Banter on the mark or whatever this week. But still, we're here to talk about the Pirates, and it's good news with the Pirates. Through this last weekend, they were on a roll. They swept the Royals, and they're sitting tied for first place, believe it or not. Through Monday, they were still tied at 32 and 27. And you look at all the different aspects of this team, and a lot of people wonder why, how are they in first place? They have deficiencies, they have some good points. And Mark, I think you're going to discuss what you think is one of the key points of why this team is doing so well.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the hitting really has not been all that great this year. And looking at statistics as of Monday, the Pirates are 30th in runs scored.
Yep.
And they're 29th in batting average.
And that's even after a hot streak.
Yeah, that's even after they've been actually doing a little bit better. And also, the starting pitching has been good, but not probably super. Actually, they're 19th in quality starts. They've only had 30 quality starts. So that kind of surprised me looking at that. So really what's, I think, is the key, and I think it's been a little overlooked, is the bullpen. Because everybody's been talking about the pitching, but I don't think people really focused as to how good the bullpen has been. And I was looking at some statistics. Actually, they have the second lowest earned run average, not just in the National League, but in all baseball.
Yeah, they lead the National League, and they're second in all baseball.
The Nationals actually are first.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
okay. In the bullpen?
Yeah, in the bullpen.
Okay.
329, and Pirates are relievers. Earned run average is 353. But they're also tied for second in number of saves. They're tied for second in that's 22. They're tied for second in the number of wins with 12. And they're tied for first in the fewest losses with 4. They're tied for first in the save percentage. It's 85%.
That's a good
number. They're tied with Cleveland. And they're first in holds with 43. And they're tied for first in allowing inherited runs to score at only 18%. So you can clearly see that this bullpen has just been phenomenal. And, of course, Joel Hammerhand is having a great year. He's 17, I believe, for 19. He's only had 2 blown saves so far this year. Earned run average of 2.63. He's 3-0.
Yeah.
But beyond him is you have 3 guys, 2 who have earned run averages below 2. Jason Grilli, whose earned run average is 1.5, Jared Hughes, 1.7, and you also have Juan Cruz, whose earned run average is 2.08. And that's just phenomenal when you have 3 relievers with these kind of statistics.
I think the 2 things you pointed out, and those guys are key to that, they're holds, like you said. They get that lead. If the stars can get the lead, those guys, those holds are almost as key as the saves.
Right.
And the save percentage is good too.
Right.
But Grilli, I mean, talk about him, the strikeout machine, unbelievable stats.
Yeah, he's just been 24 innings. He's given up 13 hits, 13 walks, 39 strikeouts.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just incredible. And the thing is that Jason Grilli and Juan Cruz, both are veterans, have been around, have never pitched anywhere near this good.
Right.
So you kind of have to wonder, can they keep it up? That's a big thing. Now, Jared Hughes, he's a rookie, so we're also not real sure about him. But the one thing that I think that Clint Hurdle has been able to do is that they pretty much, these guys have not really pitched in that much. They're all, Grilli's pitched 25, Hughes 23, Cruz 25. So they're not, I don't think they're really being overworked. They're probably on pace for maybe 60 to 70.
Yeah.
And that's, anything over 70 is where you start getting into some problems.
Yeah, like your Kent Colby or whatever.
Right. Pitching 80 and 90 games, So it's going to be interesting, and I think that'll really be the key if these guys can keep this up the rest of the year.
Right. Because you wonder about the veterans. Are they just seasoned now, where they have the lights on and they're going to just keep doing this, or is it just like, well, they've never done it before, they probably are going to keep this going or not? That's the thing you worry about with these guys. And the same thing with the youngster. you figure at some point is he going to hit a wall or whatever. But right now, I think Hurdle's key to this. He uses that bullpen just perfectly.
Right.
You got to give him credit.
Yeah, and you got Tony Watson. He's
The
pitched
lefty,
well too. His earned average is 3.5, and you have Chris Resock too, whose earned average is 3.38. So
and we were talking about he's a little shaky, but he's
Right.
actually come through a couple times.
And then
big
you also
spots.
so that's 6 guys, and then you also have the new guy that they just brought up from the minors, Doug Slayton,
Yeah.
and he's pitched 6 innings without giving up any runs.
Give you another lefty in there.
So it's 7. You had 7 guys in there. And like I say, if you can kind of mix and match and not really overwork any one guy, who knows? Maybe it'll work.
You can just tell by your stat sheet how dominant because the Pirate Stars have been pretty good, but the 8 of the top 9 ERAs on the Pirate staff are relievers. It's including Brad Lincoln, who's a starter / reliever right now. He's filling in, but that's the other thing. The starters, they've been okay. I think they were 7th in the league in ERA, which isn't bad in the majors, and they do have. Charlie Morton's out, and you hope that he can get healthy and start pitching like he did before. And if they can get Karsten's back,
Right.
I mean, there's still a chance that this team can get even better.
Right.
Pitching-wise, I mean.
Right. Well, you have McDonald, and he's really pitched well, 239 earned run average so far. I don't think anybody really saw that coming out of him. And Burnett has really been pitched well, 360 earned run average. Of course, he had that one really bad start
Right.
with St.
Kicked
Louis.
that out. He's been
Right.
unbelievable.
Right.
Yeah, I think one quick thing, trying to help the offense, they've talked about 2 guys. One's Derek Lee. What do you think of him? Would you really want him now?
Well, he did really well for him last year at the
Yeah.
end of the year. Now, whether he would be able to come without any spring training or whatever, but he
Might take a while, but I'd take him too.
Yeah, he was definitely a good player for him.
And the other ones, I keep hearing Vlad Guerrero's name bounce around. Would you
He's
take
certainly
him?
been a proven hitter. At this point, you almost have to think that anybody would be.
Yeah, any
an
veteran guy like
improvement.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And maybe that's what it'll take, just a little bit more hitting.
I still say one bat in that lineup will make the whole lineup better.
That's
but
very true.
we need some bats now because we're heading into 6 straight games against in interleague play against the American League on the road, so they need that DH. So we'll see how they do. We'll talk to you next week on Bucco Banter.